1970 Canadian 1-cent coin. Welcome to Or.Coin World, your #1 source for in-depth coin analysis and history. In today's video, we're exploring the fascinating world of the 1970 Canadian 1-cent coin. We will be uncovering everything from its origins, design, minting process, historical context, and its significance in the world of coin collecting. This video is packed with interesting facts and insights that will take you deep into the legacy of this iconic coin. Let's begin by exploring its background and historical significance. The 1-cent coin, commonly known as the penny, has a long-standing history in Canada. The Canadian penny was first introduced in 1858, when Canada was still under British rule. Over the years, the design of the 1-cent coin evolved as the nation grew. However, by 1970, Canada was a modern, independent nation with its own distinct identity. The 1970 Canadian 1-cent coin is a part of the era when the penny was a daily companion in the pockets of millions of Canadians. Now, let's dive into the specifics of the 1970 Canadian 1-cent, first minted in 1970 by the Royal Canadian Mint. This coin was made of bronze, which consisted of 98% copper, 0.5% tin, and 1.5% zinc. Weighing approximately 3.24 grams, it has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. The 1970 Canadian 1-cent falls into the later part of Canada's small cent series, which had begun in 1920. The small cent replaced the earlier large cent due to the rising cost of copper and the need for a more convenient coin for daily use. The obverse of the 1970 Canadian 1-cent features the familiar effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. At the time, Canada was and still is a constitutional monarchy, with Queen Elizabeth II serving as the head of state. The effigy used on this coin is the first portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by British sculptor Mary Gillick in 1953. This youthful portrayal of the Queen in profile without a crown is distinctive because of its simplicity and grace. Around her portrait are the words Elizabeth to D.G. Regina, which stand for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen. This inscription is a traditional component of monarchic coinage, and it emphasizes Canada's ties to the British Crown, despite its political autonomy. The reverse of the 1970 Canadian 1-cent coin is a hallmark of Canadian coinage design. It showcases a pair of maple leaves on a twig, which has become a symbol closely associated with Canada, not just in coinage, but also as a national symbol. The maple leaf design was created by G. E. Kruger Gray, a renowned British sculptor and engraver, and was first introduced on the 1-cent coin in 1937. The maple leaf holds deep meaning for Canadians, symbolizing strength, endurance, and unity, characteristics that resonate with the Canadian identity. Below the maple leaves is the denomination of the coin, 1 cent, and the inscription, Canada, is displayed prominently above. The year 1970 is engraved on the bottom, marking the year of minting. In terms of mintage, the 1970 Canadian 1-cent had a mintage of 287,106,000 coins. While this may seem like a significant number, it's important to note that this was a period when pennies were in high demand for circulation. It was a time when the 1-cent coin was a crucial part of daily transactions, used by millions of people in their everyday lives. It was a time before the inflation of the late 20th century, when even a single penny had purchasing power. For comparison, in today's economy, the penny is no longer in use in Canada, having been discontinued in 2013 due to the rising cost of production and its diminishing value. Let's now delve into the historical context of 1970, which plays a crucial role in understanding the coin's place in Canadian history. The year 1970 was an interesting one in Canadian history. It was a period of political and cultural transformation. The country was still relatively young, having only celebrated its centennial 3 years earlier in 1967. The political landscape was marked by growing debates over national identity, language rights, and Quebec sovereignty. Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau was leading the country during this time, and his government was focused on promoting a vision of a bilingual, multicultural Canada. This was also the year of the October Crisis, a major event in Canadian History: when members of the Front de Liberation du Québec FLQ, a separatist group, kidnapped government officials, sparking a national emergency. The economic context of the 1970s is equally significant. Canada's economy was growing, but it was also a period of increasing inflation. While the penny still held value in daily transactions, inflation would later erode its purchasing power over the decades. By the time the penny was removed from circulation in 2013, it was worth less than it cost to produce. However, in 1970, the penny was still very much in use, and many Canadians likely took for granted that it would always be a part of their currency system. The 1970 Canadian 1-cent coin remains an essential piece for coin collectors today, not just for its design and composition, but also for its place in the broader narrative of Canadian history. Collectors often seek out coins from this era because they represent the final years of the all-bronze cent before the Royal Canadian Mint began experimenting with different materials, such as copper-plated zinc in the 1990s. While the 1970 Canadian 1-cent is not particularly rare, its historical and sentimental value is significant, especially for those who remember using pennies in their daily lives. High-quality specimens, especially those in uncirculated condition or with special features, such as proof-like finishes, are highly sought after by collectors. An interesting aspect to consider is the role of Canadian pennies like the 1970 1-cent in the broader context of numismatics. Pennies have always held a unique place in coin collecting because they are often the first coins that people start collecting. Many collectors remember picking up pennies from the ground or receiving them as change and marveling at the different designs, years, and mint marks. The 1970 Canadian 1-cent is no exception. It represents an accessible entry point into the world of coin collecting for many Canadians and coin enthusiasts around the world. Despite its humble denomination, the penny is a gateway into the fascinating world of history, art, and culture that coin collecting offers. While the penny may no longer be in circulation in Canada, its legacy lives on in the collections of numismatists and the memories of those who grew up using it. The 1970 Canadian 1-cent coin serves as a reminder of a time when every cent mattered, and coins were an integral part of daily life. Its design, with the youthful effigy of Queen Elizabeth II and the iconic maple leaves, connects it to both Canada's colonial past and its emergence as a modern, independent nation. This coin is not just a piece of metal, it's a symbol of Canada's heritage, culture, and history. To conclude, the 1970 Canadian 1-cent coin is more than just a simple penny. It's a piece of history that reflects Canada's journey as a nation, its values, and its evolving identity. From its design to its role in daily commerce, this coin tells a story that is rich in detail and significance. As coin collectors and history enthusiasts, it is essential to appreciate these small yet mighty artifacts of the past. Thank you for watching this detailed exploration of the 1970 Canadian 1-cent coin. Be sure to subscribe to Or.Coin World for more in-depth coin history and analysis. Leave a comment below and share your thoughts or experiences with the 1970 Canadian penny. Stay tuned for more exciting coin content, and until next time, happy collecting!